Ladies and gentlemen, from Fox and Friends Weekend, please welcome Pete Hegseth.
What's going on, everybody? It is awesome to see you. And I have been wearing makeup since 6 a.m. I'm not kidding. When they told me, Pete, you get to talk at 3 p.m., I said, that's like 8 p.m. for me as a morning show host. It's beautiful. Prime time. But I'm so grateful to be here. And if you would all turn around and wave to the cameras, because Fox Nation is here too, and we're grateful they are streaming this entire thing. So honored to be here and be a part of this. And if you haven't come by the booth in the morning, come by and say hello to us tomorrow morning on Fox and Friends. We'll be broadcasting all morning long. But I'll tell you, it's been a lot of fun to watch all these speakers. All of them, especially the young folks. Your Charlie Kirks and your James O'Keefes and your Don Jr. How about Dan Bongino? The doers. The doers of the conservative movement that have stood up and said, we're not going to let the left come over, control, and destroy our country, which is what we know they want to do. And we stand on the shoulders of conservative giants at a convention like this, don't we? I mean, William F. Buckley, Ronald Reagan, Newt Gingrich, Rush Limbaugh. Listen, we all have advanced degrees from the Limbaugh Institute for Advanced Conservative Studies. Let's not kid ourselves. Breitbart, Levin, men and women who have had an uncompromising willingness and ability to chart the course for freedom. You know, we call ourselves conservatives, but what are we really? We're freedom lovers. That's what we are. We stand at the Conservative Political Action Conference here, remembering all those people that came before us, so grateful for this nation that they gifted us. You know, I'm convinced, I think I have the best job in the country, because Fox and Friends gives me the job, I don't know if the title is diner correspondent, breakfast guy, pancake Pete, whatever. They fly me across the country to middle America to have breakfast with wonderful, regular folks across America. Ohio, North Carolina, Texas, Florida, here. We did one in Orlando, Dixie Belle's. It was amazing. You should try. There's biscuits and gravy, unbelievable. But what I get the privilege of doing is, I do 3 segments over 3 hours with Fox and Friends, and we're talking politics with people as they have breakfast, getting the voices of average people. But I actually get to spend 4 hours at diner tables with average Americans talking about their lives. Truck drivers, teachers, construction workers, bus drivers, nurses, cops, vets, the people that make America work, that work hard. You might call them the forgotten men and women. And what did our president, Donald Trump, what did he call them? The real elites. And he's right. Do you know why he's right? Because when I sit down with these folks, I sit down with a school teacher or a construction worker or a small business owner or a cook at a restaurant or the waitress at the restaurant we're at. And they're not talking about esoteric things that the Ivy League talks about or MSNBC talks about. They're talking about the Bible and faith and prayer and their family, hard work, supporting the police, standing for the anthem, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the 10th Amendment, the things that our founders understood and loved and cherished. That, to me, is real elitism. That's what our country is grounded in. Active, average citizens who know what really matters. Guess what? The last time they talked about the Bible at the Ivy League was? Like 1840. Seriously, our elite institutions have lost any knowledge whatsoever of what really matters in our country. So I'm honored to have that assignment, to travel across the country and meet those people who would be here if they can, who need you as active activists to fight for them and the basic freedoms that we love in this nation, because they're watching it get ripped away from them. In fact, I'm starting a project, and one of the places where it's getting ripped away most dramatically is the classroom. It's the classroom, people. You know, at Fox Nation, I have a great opportunity to do documentaries about things I really love and I'm passionate about. Biblical history, I've gone to Jerusalem, Bethlehem, the Holy City, to talk about Israel, the state of Israel, something I'm very passionate about. I sit down with modern warriors. You know, I once had a 3.5-hour conversation with Rob O'Neill, the guy that shot bin Laden. We had way too many beers, and it was an unbelievable story. And I said, what if every American could hear that story? So I started a series called Modern Warriors, where sometimes we have a few too many beers, and then we have a conversation with vets and we hear the real story. Well, the project I'm working on right now, it doesn't even have a title yet. It's called the 16,000-Hour War. And it's about the 16,000 hours, that's the working title, that government schools and public schools have our kids from K through 12. And how far they've gone in turning those schools into indoctrination camps for the left. 100%. And as we started doing our research, we thought, well, is this something that started in the 60s, kind of a 60s thing? No. This goes back much further than that. It's a 100-year-old project of progressives. And what's the first thing they removed from the public classroom when they had the opportunity? The Bible, okay? You talk to anyone, you talk to a progressive today about Philippians, and they say, is that a team from Philadelphia? I mean, they have done everything they can to rip the Bible, prayer, God, the 10 Commandments out of our schools, because they know that's the basis upon which free people stay free, the mixture between Athens and Jerusalem that our founding fathers understood so passionately. They went there first. Now they're at the point, over time, once they've removed that, they've removed the classics, they removed basic arithmetic. Math is now racist. Now they start asserting their agenda. Critical race theory, 1619 Project. 1776 is evil. The narrative is America is an evil, evil country. Stolen from Indians, built only on the backs of slaves, and therefore completely illegitimate. That is what your kids, if you're not paying attention, are being taught directly. Every single day. And you might say, well, I live in a nice neighborhood, I pay my property taxes. All right, my public school's got a new gym, I really like the teachers, principal's a nice guy, my community's a little bit more conservative. Nope. Wake up call time. It's your school too. And it might be your private school. If you're not intentional about classical education, Christian classical, Catholic education, homeschooling, whatever it is, your kids are not going to get the views that you believe in. And if I had $1 for every person that I met at a diner who said, well, I raised my kids to be patriots, to be capitalists, to love freedom, to love our founding, to love our country, and then I sent them off to so-and-so university, and they came back a socialist, I'd be a very rich man. You have to fortify them now. If you don't fortify them now, you will lose them. We are in the fight of our lives, and you've heard that from a lot of speakers today. And people outside these walls, some of the press that are covering this, they don't understand the attachment that conservatives and freedom lovers have to Donald Trump, to the former president. They don't get it. They think it's some sort of a misinformation, cultish thing, cult of personality. Oh, they love the bravado. That's not what it is. I'll explain why we love them in one military analogy. I was a platoon leader in Iraq. I was an infantry platoon leader in the Army. And the one situation you know is the most dangerous situation that you don't want to find your platoon stuck in is what's called a near ambush. So you're walking through a neighborhood and you walk into a near ambush, meaning the enemy has the high ground, they're concealed, and you're stuck in what's called the kill zone on the X, and they've got you pinned down. Rifles, grenades, everything. You're right there in the kill zone. You don't want to be there. You're dead if you're in the kill zone, for the most part, unless you act, okay? The battle drill for being in the kill zone of a near ambush is definitely not crouch down and hope you survive, because that's never going to happen. Your only option is to immediately seek cover, immediately pop your grenade, throw it, and then charge toward the enemy that you still can't see. That's your only option if you want to survive. This is all metaphorically, of course, for the media out there. Right? Caveat necessary. It's your only hope. All right? Well, Republicans for decades, for years, have sat in the kill zone and said, just kind of like us, we're okay. We're not that bad. We're okay, we're nice, behind our podiums, dressed up like this, hey everybody, we're gonna cut taxes just a little bit more. It doesn't work. Donald Trump said it's time to throw the grenades and charge at the enemy. That's why. That's why. You want a leader that believes in you, that listens to you, that listens to the people at the diners and understand what they love about this country, and that is willing to actually fight for it. And what happens in a near ambush if you seize the initiative and charge at the enemy? Pretty soon they have to pop out of the tall grass, out of their concealed positions. Now you're on the offensive, and they're screaming. And what do? They just scream, you're a racist. Right? They call you names. They expose themselves for the fake news media that they are. They come out and just say, you're right, we are socialists. It's exactly what they do. We know who they are, and Donald Trump has exposed them, which means we have to have the spine to follow through on that fight, because what we're defending is not difficult to defend. It's the flag we love and the freedoms we cherish and the faith we have and the families we want to protect. I am out of time, but God bless you. Fight every single day. Do not wait for election day. Do whatever you can in your school board, in your classroom, in your community. The left has the positions. We have the principles. We need to take the positions back as well. And damn it, take the high ground. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. God bless you guys.